world is that thing?
It's a voice changer.
It's a voice changer. I found it today. It still works.
Clearly.
Sort of.
It's creepy.
It's kind of hard to understand.
You have to... It's like you're just gonna breathe.
It's gonna breathe creepy.
You have to have good diction.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
That's not... That didn't modulate.
What about now?
Yeah. What on earth? That's crazy sauce.
Anyways.
I'm so glad you found that thing.
Me too! Welcome to our McWorld. Mallory.
Courtney.
Happy Halloween almost.
It's like the pumpkin, you can tell by the pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Halloween themed shirts on, sort of.
Yep. So today we're doing Halloween type stuff.
Yes.
Sort of, kind of. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite scary movies / Halloween movies.
/ creature movies.
Yep.
I threw creature in there because, but see, here's where I draw the line at creatures, aliens.
Yeah.
I was looking up lists of Halloween movies, or just scary movies, because I don't really watch scary movies most of the time, or at least I didn't used to. And almost every list of the best horror movies had Alien.
Yeah.
And I thought, no. I've never seen Alien, but
Me neither.
I didn't put Independence Day on my list. It did feel odd. It also, I thought that would be odd to put Independence Day on a list of Halloween movies.
Yeah, it's more what I think of as like a... I don't know how to describe that type of movie. Because it's, I mean, obviously it's like an action kind of movie.
Sci-fi, yeah.
Yeah, but it's got a sci-fi element to it. Because when you think about disaster movies, you think about like natural disaster movies.
Yeah.
Not really aliens attack the earth movies.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll just see what we come up with. I did put TV shows on my list, but I guess we can make a different episode that has TV shows on it.
Spooky TV shows?
Yeah, or just any kind of, same kind of a deal, like creature type TV shows. Like I put like True Blood on there.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, stay tuned for TV shows. It may be a year from now. Don't stay too tuned and don't hold your breath.
Right.
Okay, so this is not like a list, like where we're just going to say our top 10. This is just, we're going to talk about different Halloween scary creature movies we like.
Yeah, not really ranked, just
Right.
talking about them.
But if we were going to rank them, number one on both of our lists would be Llamageddon.
Definitely.
No, wait, we can't include that because it's aliens.
Oh yeah, aliens don't count, you said.
But it's a creature. Also, that would not be number one on anybody's list.
But you can watch it on Amazon Prime.
If you have an hour and lots to drink in advance.
Yes. Someday, maybe we'll make our own scary movie and it'll be just as good as Llamageddon.
Well, actually, we did make a scary movie, and it was probably as good as, maybe better than Llamageddon. But it may need to be edited for various references, because we did make it a long time ago, and it probably wouldn't make sense now.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of supposed to be a parody of other scary movies.
Yeah.
Kind of like the movie Scary Movie.
Yeah.
But we did it.
So, you know.
Also, it was very long, I think. So it may could use some shortening. Also, I don't know what happened to it because I thought it was on YouTube and it's not. So, anyway, maybe I'll find it.
It got gone. It ghosted us.
If I find it,
We'll see.
then I'll try to, maybe I'll re-edit it and re-upload it to this YouTube channel.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll
Don't hold
see.
your breath on that either.
I got other things going on right now, so maybe eventually I'll get to it.
Yeah.
By next Halloween, maybe I'll get to it.
So, well, let's see what happens.
On to the list.
On to the list.
So I want to start kind of mention some movies that I have not seen. You probably haven't seen.
Okay.
That we are not going to be. I wanted to just mention them because they're classics,
Yeah.
but we haven't seen them really. So one, I don't know randomly why these are the ones I thought of, but The Exorcist is a pretty obviously famous scary movie
Yeah.
that I have never seen. I just assume you've never seen it.
No, I haven't.
I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll watch it.
Is
just
it
to say
really
I
good or it's just nostalgia?
did. Could be.
Let
I think
us
it
know
got-
in the comments.
Yeah, it got nominated for awards back in the day. I mean, I know what it's about, and I've seen little clips, like things from it, you
Yeah.
know, but we actually went and found the steps where they filmed it
We did.
when we were in DC.
Sort of by accident, but hey, now we can say we win.
But we did.
Here's a picture. Now I have to go find that picture.
Yeah. And then, so you heard of that movie Nosferatu, or however
Yeah.
you pronounce it. It's like it's supposed to be a classic vampire film, silent film, I think. I'd like to watch it, but I never have.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be creepy because
yeah,
it's
probably.
a silent film and because it's black and white.
Yeah.
You ever seen? Well, we'll talk about it in a minute because it's on my list. Also, I don't know if you've seen it.
Probably not.
And then this is one I think you've seen, but I have not seen. So I don't know. I guess I could wait and if you mention it. Or maybe it'll jumpstart us off.
Hey, maybe. Are there any more classics you feel like you need to?
The only other one I wrote down was Rosemary's Baby that I've heard a lot about.
Oh, yeah.
And also, well, I didn't write, and I just thought of I think it's called The Crow or something, because everybody thought the set was haunted.
Oh, that one guy died.
As people died, yeah.
I think that was Bruce Lee's son, Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died.
But there's lots out there. I've never seen, like Children of the Corn and a bunch of others.
I've never seen most of everything.
Yeah. But to kick off, possibly, if it's on your list, I have never seen, I feel like I should, is Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, Ghostbusters. I have seen at least most of the first one.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't even know how many there are. Because I felt like there was maybe more than there are.
Yeah.
For some reason, I felt like the original had like 4 movies, but maybe it just had like 2.
Yeah.
And then they made that new one. I don't know how it was with the women.
Yeah.
There was an all-female casting. Well, the main Ghostbusters were all women.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt like they were doing another reboot, but I don't know if that came out yet or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to at least watch the original, the first one. But
Yeah, I
I've
wish
never
I'd watch
seen
it. Because I honestly don't know that I've ever seen it all the way through.
Mm. And it's just, really, it could be one of our flick or flops because I feel like it's such a classic movie that we've kind of seen, or
I think
not
so.
seen. So maybe we'll do that for a flick or flop coming up sometime.
Flick or flop, Ghostbusters. Alright, so where do we want to start with our list?
Do you want to start? I have some like TV movies, like Disney Channel originals and that type of thing.
Yeah, okay.
And
DComs and children's Halloween movies.
yeah.
Okay, so one I have that I don't know if you've seen it, was Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
I don't think so.
I can't remember everything, and I need to rewatch it. But I know I went to the movies and saw it, and I thought it was really funny because I just really wasn't sure how good it would be. But I think my Aunt Lois really wanted to see it, so we went, and it turned out being hilarious.
Cool.
So that was a pretty good one. And then I don't know. I remember liking Monster House. Have you seen it?
I don't think I've seen that one.
But I don't remember much about it either. And then a couple more. I mean, these are actually grown people movies. I don't know that you've seen them though. But kids could watch them because they're older movies, so PG probably. Is Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein and Abbott and Costello Hold That Ghost.
I feel like I have seen at least one or both of those.
Yeah.
With you.
Well, that's because they are so funny. See, Frankenstein, when they meet Frankenstein, it also has Wolfman and Dracula. So something for everybody.
Yeah.
And Hold That Ghost has a ghost. Actually, it's not a ghost, it's a Scooby-Doo sitch. Spoiler alert, but...
one, actually, that I really like, we watched it yesterday. And that was a DCOM, Don't Look Under the Bed.
Yep.
About the boogeyman. That was one of my favorites when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it today. Of course, it's ridiculous, but most DCOMs still are ridiculous, even the new ones. But this was the first time I watched it in several years, because several years ago it came on Disney channels before Disney Plus was out. They did like a marathon of all of their old DCOMs, and they played. So I went and recorded a whole bunch, and they played a lot of their older Halloween ones, which they might still do that all the time. I just don't watch Disney on the regular. But anyway, we did watch it yesterday.
If they do, they don't advertise it during the Disney Junior, which is the only time I watch it for Bluey.
Yeah, I used to watch things on Disney, like I watch, when Girl Meets World was on, so I saw more commercials. And I've seen a couple of their new DCOMs, but a lot of the things I've watched lately have been on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I did see where they've redid Under Wraps.
Yeah.
We haven't watched it yet, but I feel like I need to watch the old one.
I was going to say, we need to watch the old one because I hadn't seen it in a long time, and then watch the new one.
Yeah.
And compare them.
Yeah. A recent DCOM, though, that we've seen and we liked is Zombies.
Zombies and Zombies 2.
Yeah.
Those are both good. I enjoyed those.
Yes, they're very good movies, and they go on the list because they got zombies in them.
Yeah, and I like, of course, I like musicals.
Yeah.
And dancing.
Plus, Zombies 2, spoiler alert, brought werewolves and set up like we were going to get vampires. The world is expanding.
Yep. This is one, I don't know if we talked about this yesterday because I know I saw it on Disney Plus, that I really love. It's Phantom of the Megaplex. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that one?
I don't think so.
So this is one I was thinking about when I was thinking about the Nosferatu movie, because the creature in Phantom of the Megaplex, because their issue is like there's like a phantom rumored to be like causing all this drama, but in one part the movies start coming to life, and it like the creature in it, the vampire, looks like that vampire from that movie. But it's pretty good. I really like it. I need to watch it this year. I hadn't watched it in a couple years, I think.
Yeah. Maybe today. One that I watched with you last year for the very first time was Halloweentown.
Yeah. Now, I love Halloweentown also.
We may have watched the second one too. I just can't remember.
I think we did. I feel like we watched the first two.
I think so.
The first two are the best two.
They were good.
The Halloweentown High is fine, and then when they got a new Marnie, I was kind of like,
Yeah.
But the first two are the best, I think.
There you go.
classic.
Those are all the DComs I have, but I do have more family-friendly ones.
Yeah, those are all the DComs I have also. There's tons more DComs, but those are my favorites. Halloween
Yeah,
themed favorites.
yeah.
But I also do have more kid movies. Like Double Double Toil and Trouble.
I knew that was coming.
Another classic for the kids. We watched that not long ago. Was it last year or a couple years ago?
Did we watch that one?
Yeah, because I don't think you never seen it. At some point, me and you watched it. I feel like, and you had never seen it before.
What happens in it?
They meet this homeless guy, and then they meet this little guy, and they all are trying to, like, their great aunt, Agatha, is like lives in this creepy house, and she's got this moonstone.
Oh,
And they're trying
yeah.
to figure out what happened to their Aunt Sophia.
Yeah.
Like, she's trapped in a mirror and stuff.
Yes. I forgot all about that.
The Gravedigger.
Why is everybody always named Agatha?
Why are they?
Agatha all alone.
But that's a great Mary-Kate and Ashley movie from... I think that was actually a made-for-TV, which some of their stuff was like straight to video, but I think
Yeah.
that one was actually came on TV.
Maybe.
Like To Grandmother's House We Go, which is one of my favorite Christmas movies, which is on the Christmas list. Those came out around about the same time, I think.
Yeah, probably.
But anyway, great one.
I had on my list Coco. Oh, right. Coco's really friggin' sad.
It's so sad.
But it's also really good. Of
It
course,
is good. Cried my eyes out.
you can't go wrong with Disney movies most of the time anyway.
Mm-mm.
I know, but I did cry at Coco.
Yeah.
We watched Coco on a plane.
Yeah.
Both of us did. This kid was up there watching a TED Talk.
Yeah, he was like diagonal. He was like 10 or
Yeah.
less watching that, and me and her was watching cartoons
And sobbing.
and crying so much.
This is how you obtain a life well lived.
Yeah.
Don't be watching TED Talks. Watch Disney movies.
I have another cartoon. It's kind of a movie, kind of a special, I guess, thing. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I thought about that one, but I just don't know if I've ever seen it.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but
I need to watch it.
yeah. I have the book,
Yes.
too. But it's pretty good. It is one I need to watch again because it's been a while since I've seen it. But
Yeah. Well, one that's kind of a series, there's different ones to it, that I wrote down was Addams Family Values, like the original Addams Family movie from 91, the Addams Family Values from 93, and the new cartoon, we watched it last year. It was pretty good too.
yeah,
But I feel like those older ones where they first started doing the movies,
yeah.
those were really good.
Mm-hmm.
They were pretty funny, I remember. So, I mean, if I can remember them, then good stuff, probably.
What I remember, I think it was from the second one where they went. That's when they were like at camp or
Yeah.
something, right? That Mercedes McNabb was in it.
Oh,
She was the little blonde girl
huh.
that they were,
Yeah, I want to go back and watch
Wednesday
those
along
too.
with.
Because it's been a minute since
I know.
I've seen those.
I need to watch those. I wonder if are those Disney movies?
I don't know if they're Disney movies, but they might actually be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because
But I'm not sure. We'll have to
like
look.
Paramount. I know Paramount has their own thing.
Paramount. Man, what's up with all these streaming services?
Yeah, they keep putting all these original things on there.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, another one of my favorites. It's kind of a kids movie. Is Casper.
I knew it. Yep, I had that one too.
Casper is a great movie. It's one of I think it actually made my list of like my favorite movies list
Yeah.
when we did one that time. Of course, this was like back then when Christina Ricci was in like a lot of movies right back to back that I really liked.
Yeah.
So she was like my icon for a minute there because I was like, man, I just wish I could be her and be all these characters. But yeah, I freaking love Casper, and I've always liked the idea of secret passages.
Yeah.
And the part where she sits in that chair and goes and spins down, goes through that whole like almost like a car wash.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go down here to the basement thing, that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that movie too. Of course, also everybody was in love with Devon Sawa by that time too.
Oh yeah. Can I keep you?
I was in love with him for Little
Yes, you
Giants.
Yes, you can.
Because in Casper, he was a ghost.
Ghostesses. But you know what else was a pretty good movie and a pretty cute movie? Was Casper Meets Wendy.
I never watched it.
Yeah, Hilary Duff was Wendy.
Yeah.
And I liked it. Not as good as the original, but I did like that movie. I thought it was
Well,
funny. And
Wasn't there a movie I'm thinking about now with Jonathan McNicky called Littlest Vampire or something?
yeah, the little vampire, I think.
I've never seen that movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen the whole thing, actually.
We may have to watch it. Sounds like a classic. But who knows? We
There are
might
so
like it.
many
Who cares?
classics.
So, the other one I had, now I remember liking this movie, but I didn't buy it. And for a while there, if I even just liked a movie, I bought it on DVD. So, how much did I really like it? Because I don't own it.
Mm-hmm.
But was Corpse Bride, which
I never seen that.
it seems like it's a spin-off of Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's not. It's just also by Tim Burton. But what did we see last night that was by Tim Burton? Frankenweenie. We haven't watched that yet either. But I remember Corpse Bride being pretty good. I think Johnny Depp was the male character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas was okay.
Yeah, it was fine. It's not one of my favorites. Like a lot of people really love it, but
Yeah.
of course we've talked about before. Is some movies you associate them like with childhood and like
Yeah.
you watched them when you were a kid. They seem to really, even if they're really not super great films,
Yeah.
and probably like several of the films that I have mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of,
The nostalgia
Yeah.
makes you like them more than they are actually good.
and I think maybe some people have that about Nightmare Before Christmas. Maybe, I guess because the way it was made, like the animation, like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive the amount of work that went into it, but
Yeah, but it's just not, it was
Yeah.
fine, but I'm not going to like watch it all the time or
No.
every year or nothing.
I might watch it again just to see if it happens to get better the second go, but
Yeah,
sometimes movies do that, but,
true.
The only one else I wanted to mention that's sort of PG-13 was Warm Bodies. I remember that movie being pretty good.
It was
We
good.
read that book too.
Yeah, someone read the book before the movie.
Yeah.
So there was obviously there's a lot more in the book to some of the characters than there was in the movies. But the movies were still good. I still liked I thought they did a good job making that movie.
Yeah.
It had just enough humor and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And zombies.
and zombies.
The Hollywood Show did a parody of that.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
ever seen it? It's pretty good too there.
I think I did.
Is it the last, really kids movie, but still classic, one of our, the movie a lot of people talk about when it comes around Halloween is obviously Hocus Pocus.
Obviously.
And that's another one of those, like I really love that movie. I watch it every year. Of course it comes on like 15 channels about 800 times in October.
Yeah.
So it's hard to miss.
Yeah.
But you gotta watch it at least once every year, I think.
Yeah.
And it is very much a classic Halloween movie.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you that one is driven by nostalgia, for sure. I think because I didn't watch Hocus Pocus as much when I was little, and so when I first started, I mean I had seen it, but it wasn't anything special to me, and so I watched it. I guess a couple, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, maybe more than that now, and I thought, I mean it's good, but it was like
Yeah.
But I do think that, and I think it is more nostalgia that you like it. We like it as good as we do because even now I've kind of bought more into it and I try to watch it once a year or two now just because it's like tradition and all that stuff more so than, because I know a lot of people don't think it's that good of a movie and that I imagine is because they don't have that connection to it.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those movies.
It's a classic 90s kid movie.
Yeah.
You just have to watch it.
I put a spell on you.
Actually, Mallory and Hillary and Kayla were the Sanderson sisters for Halloween last year.
We were.
Here's a picture. We had a witch, wizard, magical being themed Halloween party.
Yep.
The only one I have a few more that are kind of like right above the Hocus Pocus line, but not full on into the horror.
Yeah, I've got at least one more that's not really a horror movie, scary movie, but it.
Yeah. So one that I had was The Brothers Grimm, which was that movie with Heath Ledger and Matt Damon where they were the Brothers Grimm.
Yeah.
I remember liking that movie, and I do have it on DVD, so evidently I did like it.
Yeah, I have not seen that one.
But yeah, I think it was pretty good, and I think it's probably rated PG-13, because like, now that I'm thinking about it, Hansel and Gretel was really good too, the one with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
But it's definitely rated R. I don't remember why, but it was rated R, I know. So,
yeah,
it's good. I remember it being good too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also had Van Helsing, which is a pretty scary movie. It could be very scary, I feel like, for kids, even though I think it's probably PG-13. But it was I really liked that movie. The one with Hugh Jackman, and I think there's more. Also, I think there's a show now, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I haven't either. On a similar note, kind of to that, is Underworld.
Oh, yeah.
Which I hadn't written down, but you made me think of it.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen all of those, but we did watch, like 3 of them, maybe?
Yeah, I think the first 3, maybe.
And those are pretty good.
Yeah, see, I thought about Blade,
Mm-hmm.
but the Blade Trinity, which we've also seen. But I think Blade is actually a Marvel character.
Yeah.
So then I thought, well, where's the line between superhero, but he is a vampire?
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if he's for sure
Supernatural.
Marvel. But anyway.
Yeah. The last one I have that's not really a super scary movie, it's more of a comedy, is Beetlejuice.
Yeah. I figured that was I thought that was what it might be.
Beetlejuice. That movie is also great. I like to watch it because, of course, I still think it's funny even today.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a long, long time.
Yep.
Now, my favorite movie is also funny, but it's definitely an adult movie. It's not for children. But I've determined this is my Halloween movie, and I'm going to watch it every October. And that is Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
That movie is great.
If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it because it is amazing. It is so funny. You will cry laughing.
Yeah. This year is actually the first time I ever watched it.
Yeah.
But it was really funny.
It's great. It is so good. It's on Netflix.
It is.
Definitely watch it. And well, I guess Zombieland. Zombieland was good, but it's not as good as Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, but it was pretty good.
It was pretty funny, but yeah, I'm with you. It wasn't as funny as that other movie, by any means.
I think everything else I have on my list is more scary horror type.
Yeah, me too. Well, I guess I could start with one that I always group in with scary movies even though there's not really, I guess there is sort of a supernatural element, is Final Destination.
Yeah.
Because they, obviously death is coming for them. Because they escaped him. You ever seen Final Destination?
I've seen the one where Steve, what's his face, gets sucked into the. Nick Zano gets sucked into the pool drain.
Yeah, that was like
pretty
the fourth one. The first one is the best one by far. That
Devon saw, ain't it?
Yeah, the second one and the third one are probably the ones I've seen more than once. I've only ever seen the rest of them. I don't even know if I've seen all of them. I don't know how long they kept making them.
They're still making them probably.
But
they keep talking about the Final Destination, then they make another one.
Yeah. So really, the first one was the best one. But
yeah, I've only seen one of those, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Same with the Saw series.
Yes.
I only saw one of those too. No, I think I've seen two of those. But it's like two random. It's not like 1 and 2. It's like 2 and 5 or something.
Yeah, I think I've seen like 5 or 6, and I don't know how many there were.
Yeah.
I may have seen all of them that exist. The second Saw movie is actually my favorite Saw movie.
Yeah, see, I think I might have watched that one with you.
That's the one where the girl, like, betrays everybody. Like, they think she's one of them, but she's not. And she gets thrown in this pit of needles. And then there was one, I don't remember which one it was, that had Julie Benz in it. And it said at the end, like, they started off with like several of them, and they kept losing people as they went through these challenges, and at the end they had to like give blood, and if they all had made it, they wouldn't have to give it. Have you seen that? Was that one of the ones you saw? I don't remember which one that was.
Yeah, that one we went to the movies to see. It was like 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah.
But
I like even though they're very twisted, I like the concept of like game, like trying to solve. I like solving puzzles and things, even though, like I said, now by the end they did get kind of ridiculous and not as entertaining, but
yeah, one that was kind of I can't remember what all happened with it, but I know that there was all these different twists and turns, but it was called Mind Hunters. Now, they were like hunting a serial killer or something, but I feel like they kept dying in mysterious ways. And I didn't put many just plain old serial killer movies on here other than that one, but I remember that one being like really dark and gritty and stuff.
Yeah. Of course, some more of the more scary movies I like that aren't necessarily, that are more like that, like more like real people, not monsters, or like I Know What You Did Last Summer. I love that movie. The first one's the best one. The second one's alright. They actually made like more. I know there was one called I'll Never Forget What You Did Last Summer, and it was nobody from the original cast. And me and my college roommate rented it and watched it one time. It was terrible. But the first one, and kind of the second one has Brandy in it. But yeah, the first one is the best one of that series. But I do like the first. I think I actually own the first two.
I think I watched maybe the first one with you one time. I can't really remember it though. And then similar to that, of course, is Scream. Those came out around the same time. I've seen the first Scream and the one that has Hayden Panettiere in it.
Yeah, I may have seen all of them, all of the Scream movies. Wasn't the last one that came out at the movies, Emma Roberts was in it?
See, I think that might be the same one. Because, like, Hayden Panettiere's character didn't make it that far. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Because the one I'm thinking about, spoiler alert, Emma Roberts, I think, was the killer.
Woodpecker.
Right. Well, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think that's the same one.
Yeah.
I think that's 4.
So that one, that may have been, because like the first 3, didn't like the first 3 have Neve Campbell in it?
This one had Nev Campbell in it,
or at
too.
least the first two, and then I don't know if she's been in all of them or if they skipped. I don't know how many there've been.
Yeah, okay, that's the same one.
Okay.
That is Scream 4. It had Emma Roberts, Hayden Panettiere. It also had Kristen Bell, Anna Paquin, Shanae Grimes Beach, and Lucy Hale. But it had Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette in it also.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe I've seen all of those. I did watch the Scream TV show that they had.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
But the first, I guess, really, typically the first movie in a series is usually the best movie.
Apparently they are making yet another Scream movie that's going to come out next year.
Of course they are.
It is called Scream. How didn't this be called Scream?
Well, yeah, I don't know.
We've already had just plain Scream. What
That
else?
one, speaking of movies that there have been 1,000 of, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is actually the longest running scary movie franchise currently, but will be surpassed by Halloween by next year.
Friday the 13th is what villain?
Jason.
What does he look like?
He's got the hockey mask. I have seen, I don't know that I've seen all of them because I think there are currently 12 Friday, if I'm not mistaken. There are 12 Friday the 13th movies. I've seen like the first 2 or 3 maybe that they made back in the day, and then I've seen the new one, or the newish one, it's not brand new, that had Jared Padalecki in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a whole bunch in the middle. But also on a similar note is Halloween, which I've actually been watching a marathon of the last 2 days on TV while I've been cleaning and decorating. And they are, this year, with the new one that's come out this year, they will tie Friday the 13th. And then if they come out with one next year, they'll have more. Because I read that Friday the 13th was having some kind of issue with like licensing or rights or something. That's why there hadn't been any more since they made that other one.
That's weird.
They're about to
make at least 13.
Yeah. They're about to get passed by Halloween.
Halloween is Michael Myers.
Yep. I do like the Halloween movies. I like, now some of them just get outrageous. But
Yeah.
I have been watching them, sort of, kind of. Some of them are better than others, but.
I've never seen any of them, so. Of either one of those series.
Well, after we're done, I'll turn the TV back on and.
Or Nightmare on Elm Street. I've never seen any of those either.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street comes in third for most films in a franchise. I looked all this up the other day because I was making a Jeopardy game for work.
Oh, yeah.
But they have like 10 or something, 10 or 11. But I have seen, I think like the first 2 Nightmare on Elm Streets, and I've seen I feel like the newest one, for some reason in my head, had Kellen Lutz in it. Is what I think happened. But I'm really not too sure about that. But I have seen the originals. I've seen the one, I don't know if it was the first one or second one that Johnny Depp was in, but I have seen that one. Freddy Krueger is a creepy villain.
Yeah.
Haunting you in your dreams and whatnot. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Creepy.
Yes.
Now, one series that I really like is the Purge series.
Yeah.
I really like I know they're not the best movies in the world. Okay, look. I'm not delusional. But they are good. Also, the first one is my least favorite one so far.
Yeah.
It just didn't have as much to it as the next ones. I guess because I like more action-packed.
Yeah, people actually getting out and about because it was mostly, I didn't realize the first one just mainly took place inside these people's house.
Yeah. Yeah, it just basically followed them. But I really liked the second one. The second one's probably my favorite, Anarchy. And then Election Year was pretty good. And we haven't watched the first Purge or the Forever Purge yet.
Mm-mm.
We did watch the show too, and it was really good too. I don't really know why it got canceled. Because we liked it as well.
Everything we like gets canceled.
Yeah. So, but I do like that series of movies.
Yes, I like those too. Even though they creep me out. Things that could really happen creep me out more than monster movies.
I'm the opposite.
Like, one of the freakiest movies I've ever seen in my life is The Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I haven't seen it but that one time because it freaked me out. Because their whole deal that I didn't like was they attacked these people. They were like taunting these people.
Yeah.
And they're like, why are you doing this to us? And they're like, because you were home.
Yeah.
It's like, not because you did something. Not because you're so, it's just because you happen to be there.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I'm like,
That's why you have to be prepared.
And like the Purge.
Be prepared.
Hear that music?
Yeah, I know. Now every time I hear that noise, I'm like,
oh my God.
Of course, I'm going to be honest, the fact that, here's a little political aside, really when Donald Trump got elected, I was sort of thinking that we might start to having the Purge. But we didn't. So far so good, but
Good
who knows?
news.
Who knows?
Good news, y'all.
Who knows? Who knows who the new founding fathers really are? We're not that far off, by the way, because the Purge starts in like 2040 or something.
Yeah. No.
Also, how about this? So while I was researching for this podcast, whatever this is, blog, show, I found out that The Purge is based on an episode of Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah.
Is that, what?
Seems very strange, but we've never watched Star Trek.
No, but I did find an episode description of that episode, and it seems legit. Like, basically, they go to this planet. I don't really know what Star Trek's about, to be honest. Like, when I was reading the episode description, I thought, I have no idea what this show is about. I've even seen a Star Trek movie, and I'm still not sure what the show's about.
What do they do?
Do they just travel around to different planets? Because in this one, they go to a planet called Anarchan or something, which would make sense. And the planet seems all friendly, and everybody gets along and da-da-da-da. But then they have this one time where they just all go crazy and violent and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So obviously, that is the Purge. But, But see, then I thought, so do they go from like planet to planet? Or
Like helping people?
yeah, like that's kind of what they did on Firefly a little bit. They'd have different runs. I mean, they were kind of like mercenaries. Like sellswords to a certain extent. They just kind of ran various errands.
Yeah.
Involving various trade. They were kind of space pirate sellswords cowboys.
They were something.
Anyway, back to the list.
To the list. So another classic horror movie that I have seen the original and I've seen the remake with Vince Vaughn as Psycho.
Yeah.
Of course, that's a classic. And really the original, I think, is probably still better in the sense that since it was made back then, and sometimes the thing about horror movies that were made back in the day is they seem a little creepier just because they don't have all this crazy special effects and stuff like they do now. And they just do things simply, which like I said, almost makes it creepier that things would happen. Plus, all those old movies have all the like crazy soundtracks.
Yeah. True.
Alfred Hitchcock was like, I did a report on him one time, and I just thought how fascinating that people like that and like Agatha Christie, who really, they in their different fields, like her with books. Mysteries and him with these movies is like they kind of came out and did something that nobody had really done.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
You kind of have to wonder about Alfie a little bit, though.
The Birds was also a very creepy movie and kind of made me a little bit wary of birds for a bit after I first saw it.
I'm leery of birds. I don't like it when birds group up.
No, I mean, they could really do some damage to you if a bunch of birds attacked you at one time.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't like crows especially. I guess because that's kind of what the birds or ravens like were in that movie, but when I see them, I'm like, wait.
I know. I saw this one crow sitting in a tree, and then another crow flew over there, but then it flew away. So we had an attempted murder. One movie that I know you've seen the original and the remakes, but I've only seen the remakes because I thought I would never watch these movies. But they were really good, is It.
Sorry, pumpkin.
Should have slapped that pumpkin. Is It. And It Chapter 2, the new ones. I didn't say the original, so.
I did watch the original. It wasn't as good as the new ones, in my opinion, but I didn't see it until, like, right before I saw the new ones. So if I had watched it a while back, it may have kind of a... And I guess that Pennywise, I didn't find him as scary, the first one, the original one, as the new one. I mean, being like a creepy looking thing. Now, if I had watched it as a child, I probably would have. And I guess because, too, the acting was a bit over the top in the original.
Oh, yeah.
But I love that book, so kind of watching, I guess the thing about, which both of them, because like the first time they made it, it was like a long thing, you know, so they could incorporate all the stuff, or, you know, stuff from kids, when they were kids and adults. But then, of course, with the new ones, they made the 2 movies. But I just thought the new ones were a lot funnier, especially the It Chapter 1.
Yeah.
The kids were really funny. And I did think that Pennywise was really good, and he did a really good job, and it was really creepy.
Actually, this year at Dragon Con, we met Jack Dylan Grazer. There's a picture. And he was awesome. Also, he's really funny in real life. I'm not convinced that he's not sort of being typecast, because he's not so dissimilar in real life from every character I've seen him play thus far.
Yeah, he's a really funny kid.
Yeah.
But those movies are really good. We actually did a Flickr flop all about It, which will come out before this. So I'll put a link, and you can go watch that if you want to.
Yeah.
See us talking about that.
Spoiler alert! We gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah. And then, let's see. The other movie I have on my list that is technically a scary movie, but it's also kind of funny, is Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, that is my favorite horror movie, I think, of all time.
Yeah, it's really good. It's kind of a movie you start watching, thinking, oh, it'll be like lots of other.
Yeah.
And then it's
not at all.
Not what you think it's going to be at all.
Yeah. So, this was still when I was very hesitant about going to see scary movies. But because of the cast and whoever, like the directors who created it, like it was a Joss Whedon production, which not to give Joss Whedon too much credit here, but we thought most stuff he makes is good.
Yeah.
We'll just put it out there. And so we thought, we'll go see it. And of course it had young Chris Hemsworth, youngish Chris Hemsworth.
Yep.
And it had some other people, like from some of our shows and stuff, like the guy that played Topher in Dollhouse, and
Jesse Williams.
Yeah, Jesse Williams.
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. So we went and saw it, and I was very hesitant because I thought it was going to be very scary. Probably not as hesitant as I was to go see Hostel, which was a trash movie. It's not very good, and I laughed in it when the dude cut his own leg off and slipped in the blood.
Yeah.
That was really funny. It probably wasn't supposed to be. Now, the idea of Hostel freaks me out, but otherwise, more on that later.
That happening.
Yeah. But Cabin in the Woods was just such a good movie, and it's unlike any movie you've ever seen. If you haven't seen this movie, you have never seen a movie like this movie.
Yeah, you need to watch that movie if you've never seen it. We won't tell you what happens, because you really need to watch it.
Yes.
Because it's great.
Yeah. I only have one movie left on my list.
There's some more I want to mention that I think are good scary movies. even though I don't watch them a lot, and probably because they're the movies that have creeped me out the most with being like supernatural, and that is The Grudge and The Ring. So I don't know if it's like the long black stringy hair or what, but the image, like I love it and also I hate it. The image, like the noise, the image of like things crawling up the wall.
Yeah, I don't like that. That freaks me out.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. And it's really, they had something like on The Walking Dead in the episode we watched recently where there was these things like crawling, and they were humans, but they were like crawling around. Stuff like that is really creepy.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it when people move unnaturally.
Yeah, or like they like have these jerky, weird movements.
I don't like it.
And that's kind of how The Grudge was. Obviously, there was these things crawling, and they had just these like really pale faces and the big eyes and that black hair. It was just really creepy. I've only ever seen The Grudge one time. I may have seen The Ring more than once, but it's really like the little girl crawling out of the TV is probably the creepiest part of that.
Yeah.
More so than the movie in general. But those type of movies are the ones that where I can imagine, like laying in the dark, I can just imagine like looking up and there's like this creepy thing on the ceiling just staring at me.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying.
But they were really good, like horror movies, I thought. Or like, even though some people didn't think, I guess The Grudge 2, we did see The Grudge 2 and people were like laughing at it and stuff. But to me, I thought they were like freaky movies.
Yeah.
And there's other movies like that I haven't, and I will say, well, I'll save it and I'll talk about movies I don't think are scary.
Okay.
Or I don't think they're just not my favorites.
One movie, this is not my last movie, but one movie that kind of was freaky was that I Am Legend movie. That had freaky things in it too. Where Will Smith was the last guy on earth, or he thought he was, you know. Those things were freaky. But the movie it was kind of scary, and I'd just seen so many good reviews about it that I had to watch it, even though I thought it would freak me out. But it didn't really. Was A Quiet Place.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, we haven't watched the second one yet, but that movie, just really the concept of it was such a good concept, because it's kind of like when Mal was talking about Nosferatu, you know, with the silence, because A Quiet Place is so quiet all the time that any noise, you're like, there's so many jump scares in it.
Yeah, that movie was really good. I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
The last movie I think wanted to, well, I just kind of wanted to mention Dracula. There's been a bunch of different Draculas, but we did a vampire study one time.
Yes, we did.
And so we watched a bunch of vampire movies. And the Dracula movies, even though they're not my favorites, they are another good classic.
Yeah.
And some, too, I have not seen that I didn't mention earlier is like the Frankenstein movies, the original Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. I've never seen those.
No, I've seen the one with Kenneth Branagh, where he's Dr. Frankenstein. Have you seen that one?
No.
We watched it in SAT prep in high school because we read the book, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And then we watched that movie, and I just remember there's this one part where the creature, you know, he's got him in a vat of amniotic fluid, and the vat spills out and it goes everywhere, and I was like, baby juice! And my teacher was like, what?
Can't even right now.
That's what it is.
I'm like, well,
call it like I see it.
Yeah.
I remember that movie being pretty good, but I probably in high school, I probably didn't pay that much attention because it probably would have freaked me out if I had.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The last movie that I wanted to mention that I liked, that I have seen, but it's not necessarily like at the top, is Carrie. That's also the original Carrie. I haven't seen the new Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
But the original, I think just because it's, I don't know, it's just a classic, even though it's not necessarily scary. It's more disturbing, I think, than scary. Like the way her mom is, and
I haven't seen it.
then, of course, you know, it's kind of like all these people are just being cruel to her, you know.
No bueno.
But it is a...
What about the Mummy movies?
Mummies have mummies
No.
to play with in the dark. Mummies have mummies.
What on earth?
And vampires have daddies.
What is this song you're singing?
It's from, I think it's from a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie or TV thing or something. Something made me think of it the other day, and it got stuck in my head, and I don't even remember all the words. But I'm pretty sure it was from like one of their detective things or their adventure Mary-Kate and Ashley things. Anyway.
See, I don't put the Mummy movies in this category because they're not really all. Well, I don't know. I've only seen one of them. I put that more action adventure, even though it has mummies.
Yeah, it is more of an action adventure, I think.
Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Anything else you liked? You want to talk about?
No, that's what I've literally named every movie I've seen.
That's all of them ever.
I haven't even seen other movies to mention. This is every movie I mentioned. That's it.
Yeah.
That's probably all of them I've seen. Now you probably start naming stuff, and I'll say, "Oh yeah, I've seen that movie."
Oh yeah.
Probably not.
There's just a
We'll
few.
see.
Okay, so I wanted to say there are some movies that people love that I have seen, and I did not like it. And one of those is The Shining. Maybe I need to watch it again. But when everybody made such a big deal of it and how it's like one of the best movies ever, and I didn't like it.
Never seen it.
I found it quite boring, actually, when I watched it.
Wow.
So, I don't know. Similarly, I really don't like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, I know you didn't like that movie. I haven't
Those
seen it.
movies are also incredibly boring.
It's so terrifying, I read.
No. Also not terrifying. Nothing happens for the first hour and 20 minutes of the movie.
Jeez.
Anyway, I don't like those movies. I've seen tons of scary movies over the years.
Yeah.
But those two just stood out as movies that a lot of people have said, these are really good or scary. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then the last movie I have written down at all was, it's not really a scary movie necessarily. And in its defense, we need to give it another fair chance. Because we haven't necessarily sat down and just watched it straight out. Is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think because the first time we ever saw it, it was in combination with the live production of it at 3 a.m. with about 500 people.
Yeah.
Maybe not that many, but there was a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
Probably was 500 people.
Everybody was like singing along, or they had like these chants or these like
Inside things you know I don't know how you know, but they knew. We didn't know.
Yeah, the whole thing was we'd never seen it, and it got started way later than it was supposed to, and we were very tired because it was really early in the morning, and we'd been up all day.
It was supposed to start at like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So it was really late getting started, and then we couldn't understand what was going on because we were sitting in the back.
Yeah.
Even though I think they were playing the movie
On
while
the
they
screen.
were acting it out.
But you couldn't hear nothing because of everybody doing all these little quips.
Yeah, and I was also annoyed about some other stuff that had been going on during the day, and so altogether, it was not a great experience. And I was
No.
like, I hate this. I'm leaving, and I went and yelled at everybody else because they were like, no, I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, I'm leaving. Bye.
She did. Not me. I was not in trouble for once.
Yeah. So anyway, and then the only time I've ever seen it otherwise is when they did that live, Rocky Horror Live.
I heard it was terrible.
And I only watched part of it on TV, so.
I don't think it's going to be our cup of tea, but to Mallory's point, we have not given it a fair shake.
Yeah. So maybe if we sat down, we wouldn't hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it becoming, because now I pretty much know what it's about.
Right.
Because I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to become a favorite of mine.
No.
But maybe I wouldn't really hate it if I actually gave it a chance instead of just thinking about that one time.
Yeah, I know, right?
All the bad things surrounding the only time I've ever seen it.
Yeah. Now, I lied. There are a couple other ones I have seen, a couple other scary movies, but they're just not, like that Escape Room and that Truth or Dare movie, but...
I've seen it, I've seen so many movies, because for a long stretch, I would go see every new scary movie that came out. But most of the other ones are just okay.
Now, what about The Sixth Sense?
Now, The Sixth Sense is a good movie. It's kind of, I guess it could be. It's sort of a suspenseful movie, I guess.
I've never seen it either.
But it's really good. You should watch it. You should definitely watch it. It's good.
Yeah. So, I guess that's everything.
Yep. So, I guess if we missed any of your favorite movies that we didn't mention at all, or if you want to fight with me about The Shining, leave a comment.
Yeah. Let us know what we need to watch. Let us know how much you agree with us and think we're brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Always leave great comments.
Yep.
And just tell your friends.
If you like the video, like the video.
And subscribe.
Come back for more nonsense.
Yes.
Of other stuff and things, and we have all kinds of stuff on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? You never know what you're going to get around here.
It's like a box of chocolates. Or a froyo. Because we just put a little bit of everything we like in a froyo, you know.
And then everybody who doesn't like us anymore and moves on from froyo.
Well, I don't know that many people like us so far. I don't think we've hit peak froyo yet. We're early adopters. What a crazy random happenstance. Froyo. Okay. We're going to frogo. It didn't work, but goodbye.
Bye.
What the heck is happening? Oh, this is that song.
Monsters walking toward you. With his big arms open wide. You really shouldn't be afraid. No, you don't need to hide. He probably only wants a hug. A little love from you. So before you scream, remember that mummies have mommies too. Yes, mummies and mommies to wrap them when they're cold. Yes, mummies and mommies that just really, really old. And vampires have daddies to play with in the bar, who make sure they never ever step outside unless it's dark.
I'm not sure how good this is a life lesson for children.
Just misunderstood.
Now you're going to get our video shut down for copyright, probably.
Hospital and good.